Well, hey, we're back for build update number 3, and a few notable things have happened since last time. Of course, we have finished off the water, and this was kind of funny because I ordered no less than 800 of those 1x2 tiles that you see absolutely everywhere. And I didn't do any math on that or anything, I just eyeballed it and sounded like 800 should be more than enough. And by the time I had finished tiling this all, I had literally one 1x2 tile left over. So that was indeed the perfect amount. And I'm glad that it worked out that way, because I did not want to go back and order more. But yeah, the water has come together and it's looking pretty swanky. Look at that shine on it too. Great stuff. We also got our USB hub ordered and installed. That cable just runs out the hollow bottom to an AC adapter over here. So that's going to allow for a lot of custom lighting, hopefully. And I don't have any of that ordered, or maybe I have a few that I could possibly use, just sitting around from convention giveaways and stuff. But I'm hoping to really lean into that side of things. It's going to really make this build stand out. But the biggest change is the start of the boat here. So for this boat, I'm pulling a lot of inspiration from Rainhall on Instagram, who hopefully you've heard of or seen his builds before, but also Edge of Bricks, who you might know from doing some custom Lego Minecraft stuff from a few months ago. He's been doing some medieval things and has some great boat designs. So I tried to channel some techniques that both of those very talented builders were using, but also try to make it something very unique, something very fluid. I was surprised when I was doing research on Lego mock boats that there really isn't a lot out there, especially in the style that I'm hoping to go for here. It's hard to get the organic shapes of the boat just right. So Lego did send me the bonsai tree, and so I've actually been using a lot of parts from the bonsai tree to accomplish that shaping. Obviously the curved pieces that make up the trunk, but also the tiles for the planking on the sides. So thanks Lego for sending me that. Am I going to use the 100 pink frogs on this? Probably not, but I bet I can find a place for a brown frog in here somewhere. But this boat has been very challenging to get working with the rails, unsurprisingly. And that was always going to be a challenge, but I think it is the most important part of the entire model here. If the boat doesn't work, all of this is completely pointless. So through a lot of trial and error, I have come up with something that hopefully will not fail on us right now. That would be awkward. But the boat does indeed go around the track. And as you can see, we're only slightly tapping into the power here. So there's a lot more power that we can give it. I think I just derailed it. Anyway, there's a lot more power we can give it, which is good because this thing is going to continue to get heavier. And with its sails, it might even have some degree of air resistance pushing against it. But yeah, I've tried a lot of different things. So this is not good. So at one point, it actually had wheels on this side of the ship to help guide it along on the path. But what they ended up doing is that they would encourage the ship to derail, as the wheels are obviously pointed forward, and so it helped guide the ship straight off the rails. And there just wasn't enough weight to hold the motor down onto the rails. I need the thing to be able to support itself too, so I ended up moving the whole ship to be a bit more centered on the motor, which isn't exactly the look I wanted to go for. I wanted to overhang the water a little bit, but I think the boat ends up being thick enough to still sell that look, especially when you're looking at it from across the way. It definitely looks like it's gliding on the water, which I think is good. But that is going to continue to be a challenge until the boat is done. As the weight changes, the balance changes, it's going to keep derailing, and I'm going to have to find ways to compensate for those changes that I keep making. And I swear every time it goes around, it gets a little slower too. So who knows what's causing that? Another thing I do need to do too is continue to clean the rails. because they build up rust over time, and some of them were just cleaned better than others. And that's why it goes slower over some portions. It's because there's just a higher rust buildup on some of the rails. I'm thinking over here there must be the highest amount, but it's also furthest away from the electric current input, which also might play a role. But I don't know if this shows up on camera, but there's definitely something going on there that needs to be cleaned up. But for the boat itself, it's actually really solid, which it kind of needs to be, because it's going to be moving. It cannot fall apart, because if it falls apart, something's going to fall down below, it's going to derail itself, it's going to stop, it's going to be awkward. But yes, the ship is making progress, and for now at least, is working. We had those 2 hiccups earlier on, but it's been going around pretty well now. So I think I'm going to keep plugging away at the ship for the next update, because once I get that thing confidently working, consistently working, I'll feel pretty good to proceed with the rest of the train and the castle. That's build update number 3. Hopefully we'll be back with build update number 4 a little bit sooner. Iron Builder kind of put a delay on this one, but since I don't have to worry about Iron Builder again, I've got a lot more time to build this. And more of this we will be building. Anywho, have a great life. I'll see you later.